So one can have uncomfortable emotions, and uncomfortable emotion is fear. So if someone says, I'm uncomfortable with change or with moving forward in a situation, there could be underlining emotions that trickle down just like a tree and a root that trickle down, but it's either comfortable to that person or uncomfortable. For instance, some men are more fearless and courageous. Women, quite naturally, we are a little, sometimes paranoid and fearful.
So when you look at values, women don't have values. Women don't have standards. They have fears. And they operate off of that one thing. What they are afraid of, they avoid. That's why women that get with a good man, run from him and go get with a plum loser and then have a baby with him and then start whining about why the baby daddy ain't stepping up. You didn't choose a man that ain't gonna step up. You chose a bum due to the fact that you're afraid of men and you're afraid of getting hurt.
I don't think it's anything to do with fear. It's comfort. When you
comfort comes from fear. You're afraid of being uncomfortable. It's still fear.
Let's hear her out.
So it's not the same thing, right? Like I can see how you draw that parallel, but parallels is like things that are equal distance from each other but different. Like it's not, fear and comfort are not the same thing. There are women out there who do fear, right, being with a certain type of person because they don't measure up, whether it's a fear of whether it's an insecurity, whether it's a fear of screwing it up, self-sabotage, however you want to position it.
That's fear.
I said that. I think the other side of it when it comes to comfort is that you don't know anything else. It's not a fear of the unknown. It's I don't want to grow. I don't want to change. It's an unwillingness. You want to stay stagnant. That's
not fear of the unknown.
And it's y'all, both of y'all are
fear of the unknown.
So what y'all are saying is connected.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're parallel. They're side by side, but they're not the same thing, right? You can have somebody who has both, but they can be individual as well. You can have one without the other.
Yeah, women have the fear of the unknown due to the fact that they look for comfort and they look for a dude that's less than her because she fears the unknown. It's a fear. And she tries to stay in her comfort zone. People who stay in their comfort zone have the fear of the unknown. It is fear.
Or a lack of skills, right? That they have. Sorry, ladies. It's also a lack of being able to maintain that. It's not just a fear. Like there's a skill set that comes with that too. If all you know is trauma, if all you know is chaos, it's not necessarily a fear of the unknown. It's the fact that you are not actually equipped to be in a healthy relationship, right? So like we put so much emphasis on fear that we don't look at the other side of it. Like you need to have the tools to be able to not only initiate that, but also maintain it.
It's fear.
Just fear.
Sugar Curls wants to get in there.
I wanted to tie in what Mr. Let Go is saying, and with this is Nas. Is that correct? Okay. So what they are saying is related, but it's not the same thing because one can have comfortable or uncomfortable emotions. So if we ever look at an emotion wheel, there's many different emotions on either side. And then it's broken down by many other underlying emotions that are the root and core of actions and of decisions. So one can have uncomfortable emotions, and uncomfortable emotion is fear. So if someone says, I'm uncomfortable with change or with moving forward in a situation, there could be underlining emotions that trickle down just like a tree and a root that trickle down, but it's either comfortable to that person or uncomfortable. For instance, some men are more fearless and courageous. Women, quite naturally, we are a little, sometimes paranoid and fearful. But a man can be comfortable with certain emotions that women are uncomfortable with. So I just wanted to tie that in for the audience. Their points are valid, different, but related.
And I just want to say this, men are fearful also. So men not are as fearful, but keep in mind, men be scared of a lot of shit. Men are afraid of intimacy. Men are afraid of being judged. So women, yeah, but I'm just saying that men do be fearful also. I just want to say that.
But this is the thing I wanted to say to add to all of that is all of us, if that's the case, all of us should be fearful. Because guess what? The ones that have gotten married, we were never married before. So we're afraid of something that we don't know, right? So we don't know how marriage is going to be like. We just see what marriage could be like. So that means if we're going to be fearful of things that's happening, then none of us should try to even achieve marriage or even be with somebody, because it's going to be unknown. You're not going to know until you do it. So I think at the end of the day, it's just choices and excuses. You look at what you can find, right? And you just try to find the best thing. So if we're going to use, oh, well, that person is fearful because they're uncomfortable because they didn't grow up this way. But guess what? A lot of us didn't grow up the way that we should be, to set forward. A lot of us didn't have that. Some of us had worse traumas than the other, but all of us had it. None of us on here, especially I believe, have had something like a perfect life. We've been through things. And for the ones that did have the quote unquote perfect life, that's what's up. But a lot of us did not. But that shouldn't make us not want to push forward. We should still try to push as much as we can and not use, well, I don't know, and then don't do it. Well, shit, I didn't know either, but I got married. I didn't know my parents were divorced, but I got married. I have a stepmom, but I got married. You know what I'm saying? Those are excuses. You got to make sure that you don't look at the negative part and just look at what you can make it better. Just like when you become a parent, right? Some of us didn't have great upbringings on parents having a parent either. But if you are a good person, that's what you should try, strive to be. You're going to make sure that your child has the best life that you never had. Those are choices. Or you're going to give your child the fucked up life that you had. It's up to you. But you have that right because you are right. You become an adult. Unless you have a mental problem, you're gonna become an adult and you're gonna make your life better than what you had.
I think the fear thing comes from just a lack of faith, and then it's just none of us, just to talk to your upbringing part, all of us didn't have perfect upbringings. It's just our perspectives on it. I think when you look back at your upbringing, a lot of the times the trauma is the one thing that's the most memorable. So that's where we lean every time we turn around and look back. And that causes the codependencies that causes you to just focus on your demons. So you get with the person who hides the demons the most and not the person that helps you reflect the best. So I think it's just a lack of faith. Like when you have faith in something that's outside of a relationship, I think that's the problem. We think, let me put my faith in this person. No, wrong place. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to put your faith in a relationship and all this, that, and the third, and focus on something higher than yourself. I'm not going to God us out or whatever, but you need to focus on something that's outside of yourself, that's higher than yourself, and trust the path that you're walking, regardless of who you end up with, how it works out, right and wrong, all that stuff. Like, no, stop. And just because it didn't work out, just because you got hurt, doesn't mean it was wrong.